If there's one thing that the recent PSVR2 sale has taught us, it's that people are not struggling to get into VR because the idea of VR or that they don't want to, it's more because of the price point. We've seen it with cheaper headsets like the Quest that sell like hotcakes, and it's been the same for PSVR2 and it's come down in price by about £200 here in the UK. Now it's unclear whether or not it'll get a permanent price reduction at any point, and that made me think, would PSVR2 benefit from having a stripped down version of the headset, lowering the price, say by that £200 to make it more accessible to the general audiences who want to get into VR on PlayStation? Would this be possible at all? Would it be likely? What would have to be cut from the headset? What price point will we have to see this at? And would it be able to even work on PS5 without, the use of things like eye-tracked foveated rendering? Well, join me over the next couple of minutes, like and subscribe, and let's talk about it. PSVR2 at its normal retail price is quite a few £100s. It's not the cheapest headset to say the least, and that is because there's quite a lot of tech packed into it. From the controllers that have adaptive triggers, specialized haptics, and capacitive touch, to the HMD itself that has OLED panels, full pass-through headset rumble, and eye-tracked foveated rendering, which is a big selling point. These all boost the price up by quite a lot, but what if we strip this all back for a cheaper model? I think it would certainly entice people to buy a PSVR2, say a PSVR2 LITE if we want to call it, because at that price point we've seen people are more willing to jump ship onto the VR bandwagon, as the PSVR2 got a price reduction by about £200 just a few weeks ago, and a load of people bought it. It was like a second coming, a second resurgence of the headset. It felt like launch all over again, with people getting their units from Sony and opening them on Twitter and YouTube and showing them all off. It was really, really cool to see, and I feel like it would be a similar influx if there was a cheaper model made. However, what cuts could we see to the headset's tech and features that would allow this to happen? Well, starting with the controllers, what you could cut is the capacitive touch. It is a great thing to use online to gesture, and also can be used in games like Resident Evil 4 and 8, and other third-party games like Saints and Sinners to pick up objects, as you don't have to press and hold the grip buttons on the controllers, you can just rest your fingers on them, and because of the capacitive touch, it recognizes you're still holding the object that you're holding. This could be taken away from the controllers and just leave the player to either switch to toggle press or to hold press with the button instead of using these sensors to detect whether you're holding an object or not. Similarly, you could take away the adaptive triggers, leading to the trigger experience that you get on PC VR if you use your PSVR2. The haptics also could be turned down to a normal rumble like they are on PC VR, with none of the advanced haptic motors inside. Following on from this, for the actual HMD itself, you could take away the eye-tracked foveated rendering, but this does beg the question, how would games like Horizon Call the Mountain run on a PSVR2 LITE with the PS5? It already struggles to reach, unreprojected. It doesn't hit unreprojected for games like that. It is 60 to 120, and maybe you can make up that deficit with fixed foveated rendering, but the visual experience would be nowhere near the clarity and fidelity that it is on PSVR2, and maybe that would be too big of a sacrifice. You could remove the headset rumble though. I feel like that would not be the biggest sacrifice to make if you had to cost cut in certain places. You could also swap out the OLED for a, less expensive LCD panel if they really wanted to make that cost cutting measure as well. However, this brings me to a point of, would this all really be worth it? It would make for a headset that is so much cheaper than the one that's on sale today, and maybe would onboard a load of people onto PS5 and PSVR2, but I feel like a PSVR2 LITE might hurt the medium more than it helps it. At the moment, it is quite an expensive piece of kit, the base PSVR2 at its price, but it's proven now to go on sale from time to time, and people who wait for that price point will simply just be able to grab it when it goes down to that sale price. Introducing a cheaper model could actually hurt PSVR2 and VR in general by introducing a very stripped back version and less polished, and more importantly, less immersive version of virtual reality that would make maybe a bad impression on those who are willing to try it for the first time. By taking away all those features, you're stripping back some of the special nature of the PSVR2 with the PS5, especially with the foveated rendering, OLED screens, haptics, all that good stuff. With all that gone, what does that really leave it as? A less powerful, a far less efficient HMD, and a far less immersive one, and I really feel like that wouldn't be worth it at all. However, I'm opening this question up to the floor. There's a comment section, of course, that exists for a reason. What do you guys think? Do you think this would hurt the reputation of virtual reality and PSVR2 as a whole if Sony did produce this? I feel like this would never happen in terms of Sony's HMDs. I feel like they've invested enough into PSVR2 in terms of budget and making it. I don't feel like they'd really divert from that and make a cheaper model. I feel like this is it. It's going to go on sale from time to time, and this is going to be what we have until, the next console generation with the PS6, where essentially we might get the PSVR 3, who knows. But yeah, I feel like this is all we're going to get, but it's a fun question to throw around and kind of speculate what would happen and what the impact of a stripped down headset would be. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. It's a very open question to analyze, and I've had a lot of fun talking about it today in this shorter style video. So thank you all for watching. Thank you to our patrons and YouTube members for supporting the channel. Luke Bentley, Phil Irving, Hazit Mirza, Ace Gamer, Hippie Pickle, Jin007, A License to Chill, Sun, WTF, Fat Controllers, Jason Parker, Lamar Hall, Jordy Bansma, Lemon64K, Callum Tierney, Mischievous Marco, The Underground Game Cat, Brian East, Alajimbe, D2Y, Underground Stranger Game Cat, The Game Cat, Andrew Ehrenreich, Mark Smith, X King X Ping, Joseph Ash, The Legacy of Kane Cat, Hooked Worm, The Hoosier Game Cat, Outcast VR, Prophecy 777, Test Rate Review, Salvador, Wade, FNCS Kieran, and Sean Krim. If you want to join that list of names, feel free to check out the links down below. Thank you all for watching. Let me know what you think of this whole idea in the comments below, and I'll see you all in the next one.